Yes, a true life story about sisters, two of our members, two people, ladies, independently sent messages about issues, and they need advice. They need your counsel, they need your advice, and you've been doing it in the past, and they said this time around they need people to advise them on what to do, the action to take, because they need to make a decision right away, and they don't want to do it ignorantly, or let it not be like it's only their thinking. Okay, the first person says that she is she got married to her husband when she was 40 years old, and the husband was 45, so there's just 5 years gap. And so it happened to be that, luckily for them, because she said she was quite advanced in age, at 40 years she felt she needed to settle down, and she got married to this guy, and luckily for them, they had 3 children along the line, and she was the breadwinner of her family before she got married, which she continued to take care of her siblings, supporting them in one thing or the other. And at the stage when she had these 3 children and things were not the way she expected them to be, things were not moving the way she thought, so she decided to sell one of her plots of land that she had when she was a spinster. She sold one plot of land, gave the money to the husband. Said he gave 15,000 naira. No, sorry, 15 million naira. He gave 15 million naira to the husband to add to his business money and continue with the business. And the money turned out to be like a magic wand. The moment she gave him the money, luckily the business peaked and he started doing well. They started, having improvements. Things started changing positively. They changed school for the children. The children were now attending good schools, and the family changed cars, the house. They moved from where they were living to a better accommodation, and so many things were happening. They were very happy, and their life was not easy. So along the line, she was very close to the husband. They were like brothers and sisters, and things were fine. But somehow she started to see some changes in the husband, like coming back to work from work late. And when she asked him, he would be like, the work became serious. He had to travel, business trip and all the rest, and that's why he didn't come on time. And she would want to try and understand and see reasons with him. Yeah, business has improved, things have changed, so status can change too. As in the number of hours he puts in for the job might change as well. So that was what happened until one day she started noticing that he even started taking up trips, spending 2 days, 3 days without every little reason he would take a trip. At times without telling her. At times he would have even been there for 2 days before he would now remember that he needed to explain properly to the wife, and she would be worried. So one day she said she came back, and he came back and told him that he needed to take a second wife. The lady was like, why would you want to take a second wife? Now that God has blessed us, we are like beginning to smile, we are going to have a good life, we are beginning to be like other families, trying to have a good life. Why will you bring a second wife who may come to compound issues, who may come to make life to be complicated for us? The man said he didn't want to listen to her, and that he had made up his mind, he had made his decision, he was going to take up a wife. The lady didn't know what to do. He ran to the mother-in-law, because when things were okay, that she was good, the woman took care of her, like even the way she never took care of her mom, she took care of the man's mom, and she thought that was that she was to give her the solidarity, women force, sisterhood, to show her. But when she got to the woman, she was disappointed, because the woman told her that the son was an adult, that he had the right to make decisions he felt that was okay for him. Yeah, that was what she said. She didn't know what to do. And meanwhile, before she went to the mother, the man had come back to tell her that he had impregnated a 22-year-old girl, and that the girl was pregnant for him. And she was like, you've gone to this extent. Why? He said that he needed a young blood, that she was old. She was too old. Meanwhile, at the time this thing was happening, she was 50 years old, and the man was 55. Their marriage was just 10 years. Okay. Remember, she got married when she was 40, so now she was 50 years with 3 children to blaze that God used in blazing the marriage, and the guy was 51 years old. The guy was 55 years old. So he is now the one that's telling her that yes, that he had to pick up a girl, that she's too old for her. She's too old for him. That 22-year-old person is the person he went and picked, and that she was pregnant, that he was already making up his mind to marry her, that he wanted to bring her in. The lady was that she's pregnant already. He said yes. She cried. That was when she went to the mother-in-law. The mother-in-law gave her that cold shoulder. She didn't know, she was uncontrollable. She didn't know what to do with herself. She drove from the mother-in-law's place. She said she drove straight to the church and went and cried her eyes out at the altar and asked God to take control. That she made this man, married this man, loved him, put in her best to make sure the relationship worked. Just as they were about being happy, and something was like that was coming up. She said she cried and handed over everything to God, and then she sowed a seed. She backed all her prayers with the seed, and she left. She came back to the house, started being herself, trying to be happy, to accommodate whatever thing she saw, and to make her life, at least to take care of her 3 children. So it said the man planned for the wedding, for the marriage of this girl, the 2-year-old girl he impregnated. Planned for the marriage. They didn't involve her. So him and his siblings and the mom, they embarked on a trip to go for the traditional rites of these girls, whatever. So as they were going on the trip, they had a ghastly motor accident that claimed the life of the mom. Her mother-in-law passed on instantly, and the guy sustained an injury that made him to land in the hospital. And all the siblings that embarked on that trip with him, they sustained one injury or the other. So because there was nobody to take care of him, they called on the lady he was about marrying to come and take care of him. They said the lady went to the hospital, saw the man, found out that the man was to be amputated. He was not going to walk again. She ran away. She didn't just run away. She ran away and blocked them. Blocked everybody from the family. They couldn't reach her again on phone. The man couldn't reach her on phone. The brothers and the sisters of the guy could never reach her again on phone. So they didn't know what to do. Meanwhile, remember that all of them had that accident. A good number of them had that accident because it was a car that was taking all of them to the village. So they called on her at that point and told her that the husband had an accident, that she was invited, she was to come. She now reasoned it. I said, well, that she had to go, at least let her go and see with her eyes. She now went and found out. Was when she found out that the man's leg condition was bad and that he was already booked for his legs. He thought he was never going to walk again. They were already arranging for a wheelchair for him. So she said she didn't know what to do. She had to take care of him, gave him food, nursed him, helped him out of the danger, and when it was time for him to be taken back home, he now decided to find out from us what she should do in that kind of a relationship. So if you are there, you can let us know what to think. Or anytime you see this video, just write at the comment section the advice I given to this lady at this stage in her life, that she needs our advice. She needs our kind of assistance. She's asking, this is a guy that she gave 15 million naira out of her money, out of the money she made when she was not yet married. Gave him 15 million naira. He added it to his business. The business turned around and he started booming. They started doing well, changed cars, changed the children's schools, became comfortable. The first thank you he was to give her was to tell her that he was marrying another wife and that she was too old for him. That he already had impregnated a 22-year-old girl. They were going to marry, he was going to marry her. The lady cried and wept and cried. He didn't listen to her. The lady pleaded with him, please don't do this. The man refused, said she was too old, that he needed a young blood. She was too old. She was 50 years old by that time, and he was 55 years, and he said the lady was too old for him. So he now, on his trip now to get this young girl, he had this accident. So now that he cannot walk again, he cannot help himself again, he needs an assistance. So he has been brought back to her to continue from where she stopped. So that's where she now said that she wants to leave him. She wants to leave the marriage. And she's asking for advice. So if you're there at the comment section, please, let's hear you. What do you advise her to do? Do I advise her to leave the man and go away? Or do I advise her to stay in the marriage and nurse the man again and do the dating thing again, the dating work again, the hard work again, until maybe when he is better off, when he's okay, he will now decide to go and marry another woman again? So please drop your advice at the comment section. Anyway, we already have advised her. We advised her that for the sake of the children, since she said she went to the altar and prayed and sowed the seed, and this happened, she should not still take it into her hands. She should still go back to that altar and pray and ask God for direction on what's best to do, what to do in this kind of a matter. But ordinarily, he would have advised her because of the children. Is she going to raise the children as children that without a father figure, or is she planning to remarry at the age of 50 with 3 children? So we now advise her the better option is that she's between the red blue sea and the dragon. So she has to choose the lesser evil, and the lesser evil happens to be to remain in the marriage with the man and to take care of her children now that she has known that the man is not somebody she can rely on. He's not the kind of a person that she can build her future with. It's now left to her to be able to know what to do with herself, never to trust him entirely again, because what happened, what made him to come back is because the girl left. If he should recover his health, he may still go back to the girl or go for another girl, because she is still that old woman he said she was. And remember that we advise her that she should take care of herself. She should not go and give herself all over again to that guy to rubbish him, because the old age is complaining about these days. You need money. There is nobody that is old. If you have the right amount of money and do the right treatment to yourself, everybody is young. Nobody is permitted to be old again. Go internet, go to the internet, check out what is happening. If you need to take up some yoga classes to rejuvenate your joints, go ahead and take up some yoga classes. If you need to do some facial lifting, some kind of plumping up of 1 or 2 things to make sure you revive yourself, go ahead and do it. To bring yourself back to life, to youthfulness. Nobody is permitted to get old again now, especially if there's money. If you don't have money, then you can have an excuse. But if you have that money, oh, what are you waiting for? So we advise her to take care of herself, to practice self-love. Love yourself. Take care of yourself to the extent that that guy that said you are an old woman, he will see you transform into a young girl. And that is how you'll be able to have your mental health back and stay in your marriage because of your children. And who knows, the man might repent genuinely and ask for forgiveness and repent and promise never to go into such a thing again. Then you will now know that, well, you have to let go and accept him back entirely. If he doesn't repent, doesn't apologize, doesn't beg you for forgiveness, still, because of the children, you have to hang on with your relationship and keep yourself focused on building for yourself, knowing that if this man could do this to you, saying you are old, remember you are still old, he can still do this again to you. So learn how to focus on yourself, grow yourself, help yourself, establish yourself so that you'll be able to be financially independent and be able to take care of your future. So if there's any other thing you have to add to this advice, please, let's hear it at the comment section. Drop it there, because she will be reading this message and she will need to be properly informed. Drop it there at the comment section. Tell her, does she leave her marriage? We advise her not to leave her marriage, or do you think she should leave the man? So please drop it there at the comment section so that she will get to know. So this is Nkechi Vibe Matchmaking and Love Relationship platform. We come to find connection, come to find love, come to find relationship, and come to learn how to make this relationship become sweet, enjoyable, lasting, and vibrant. If you are there, you are looking for a partner, come up, tell us your name, your age, your location, your blood group, and who knows, your match can be made now. Or you can drop all those information at the comment section. We'll pick it up from there and work on it for you. Yeah. So the next person that talked about leaving her husband, that brought an issue to us, that she is contemplating on leaving her husband, is a lady whose husband, there's a good age gap between her and the husband, like 15 years age gap. So the guy brought her and they got married, and he decided to send her to school, because she was not yet, she hadn't yet gone to higher institution by that time. Sent her to school, and she was still giving birth. She said as at now she has given birth to 3 children, so she was getting pregnant, having her children, and going to school. It was not very easy for her to handle. So at the end of the day, the husband, for whatever reason, he refused to continue financing her. He didn't continue financing her education, so she had to start doing some small petty second-handed clothing business for support herself in school. So that's the business she started doing, and because she was going to school, supporting herself financially, and being married, she didn't know how to do the whole thing. She had to go and bring her younger cousin to come and help her take care of the family while she at least school, so that she could concentrate and graduate, because she has started seeing some signs from the guy that made her to feel that she needs to really be empowered, and one of the ways she can be empowered is by getting this education. So that was why she really continued to go to school. Even without his support, she decided to finance herself. So when she brought the sister or the cousin to the house to be taking care of the family or the house, the husband started making out with her, started sleeping with her. She found out. She went to the village to report to the parents that this is what is happening, this is what the husband is doing. They withdrew the girl and told her to go back to her husband. She should go back to her marriage. She cried, mourned, tampered with her mental health. She didn't know what to do. She still went back, continued with her school. She kept on managing, and she started hearing about her husband's escapades with ladies all over. Say all the ladies on the street, there was none the husband hadn't slept with, and those things were, it's like he was not even pretending. It was not, it was not hiding it from her. He was not careful. He was even, not bothered about her feeling at all. And she was managing all this. 15 years old gap between her and the lady. So she managed and graduated. When she graduated from school, she took up a job. Luckily for her, she was lucky to get a job, and she was well paid. At the end of the day, the husband's business started going down. Of course, when you are hurting the woman you are living with, that's both your children, you cannot expect magic to be happening. It can impact negatively on your business. So he started making the man's business to be going down. He wasn't doing well again. At the stage, the woman became even the one that had this financial muscle in the family. So to cap it all, this man started having issues with his erection. Wasn't having erection again. And they went to the hospitals. The doctor said there was no problem. They didn't find anything. They tried up and down, no solution. At the end of the day, she started suspecting maybe he has done something, because there was no lady he hadn't crossed on the street, in the environment. They all knew him. She was wondering whether she has done something to somebody, whether he did something to somebody that made him to lose his manhood, and that she didn't know what she should do in that kind of a case. Since it was definitely going to be a spiritual problem, and so she didn't know whether she should continue with that. He wasn't even touching her again. If they should want to make love, it would be using his fingers, and the lady said he wasn't comfortable with that. How long was she going to manage that? So she now went back to the parents and told them everything, and they still told her to go back to the husband, to go back to her marriage. At this stage, she's now asking the family, the house, what does she do? What do we advise her to do? Does she leave this husband of hers, or does she remain in that kind of a marriage where the man doesn't have any respect for her? He sent her to school, but he didn't see her through. Slept with the cousin that she brought to take care of him. Slept with every girl, every person that was sleepable on the street, even in their neighborhood, and everybody knew him to be that. And now he has lost his manhood. He's not able to perform his marital duties towards her again. He's using his hand, only the hand, and she's not comfortable with that. Now she went and reported to the parents again, and the parents still told her to go back to her marriage. She now wants to find out, what do I advise her to do? How long will she remain in that kind of a marriage? That the husband is not even, business is going down. Apart from the fact that business is going down, she is not the one that is like, that has the upper hand in finances in the family. Now the husband's manhood is not performing again. How will she continue? Two things, business going down and manhood going down. How will she manage? So she said we should please advise her on what to do. So anyway, we advised her that she should, leaving your marriage is actually not part of the whole equation. Maybe this is a lesson to the man. Maybe this is that for her to recover her husband and recover her marriage. So I advise her to still support the man. They should seek for spiritual solutions. Since the medical facilities couldn't offer any solution, they should look for alternative solution to this problem. They should go to a spiritual way, look for a man of God that is strong if they are Christians, and if they are not Christians, they should look for a imam that is strong to break prayers to find out what went wrong, what is the problem, so that the thing could be corrected. Who knows, this might be a way of bringing him back to his senses, for him to be able to concentrate on his family and leave off being wayward. So we advise her to still take that bold step of supporting the man. She should go to seek for solution, and she should not leave her marriage just because, since the man hasn't sent her packing, he has not given her any reason, any attitude, or made her to feel like she should leave the home. She should not. She should still stick around and watch out what will happen. Or what do I advise her to do? Please drop your advice at the comment section so that she will be able to get your idea or your own your suggestion and your advice on what she should do. So these are the two topics we brought today. Two ladies that want to leave their husbands and came to look for advice. Please advise them appropriately. Drop it at the comment section there so that they will be able to take counsel. Please like this video, share it, and let people get to know and learn. Because all these things are a way of educating people. The people that read it would get to understand that this is what is happening in life. In case it applies to somebody they know, they can give them proper advice, proper counsel, and make this relationship to be sweet, enjoyable, and vibrant. So far so good. This is what we brought for today. Help us and like this video, share it, and drop your own advice for those people at the comment section. There are two people that came for advice today, so drop it there and let them get properly informed. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you same time next week. Bye.